KPNW News Time 6:08.
And it's traffic time, and this traffic update is brought to you by, well, this Easter, bring your loved ones to dinner at Outback Steakhouse. Can't take them to Outback, pick up a gift certificate. Outback Steakhouse, no rules, just right, in traffic. Ronny Turrell. Good morning, Ronny.
Good morning. We have patchy fog in areas of the Eugene-Springfield area today, possibly some ice in the higher elevations. Otherwise, traffic is clear, no reported accidents or delays. This is Ronny Turrell with traffic you could use every 10 minutes on Newsradio 1120 KPNW.
Traffic and weather together.
Are we gonna get it on or spend the day talking about getting it on? Because it ain't on right now, baby, and that's where I want to get it.
All right, let's do it.
I think it's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
It's the Media Circus on Newsradio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield. 4:06 on Saturday, June 5th. Smarty Jones didn't make it if you weren't watching. 74 degrees. It's the Media Circus, as I said, brought to you by Cinemark.
The best seat in town.
There you go. And that, of course, is the voice of the lovely, the talented, the Ronny Turrell. How are you doing, sweetie?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing, John?
I am doing very good. This is your actual first big day here on the big show.
It is my big debut.
That's right. And so, of course, we're going to, during the course of the show, we'll talk a bit about, Ronny and what she's been doing around here and things that she's done. Because actually, very apropos for the Media Circus, Ronny is an actress and a singer.
Well, yeah.
And she does quite a few things in and around town. She'll come and sing whether you like it or not, and so.
More likely not.
Now you're currently singing with a band in town, right?
I am. I sing with the band Riffle.
That's right. And the illustrious Michael Fleming, who used to be our traffic person here and still fills in for you every once in a while.
Yes, he does.
He is also in Riffle.
He's quite a talented drummer, yes?
Yes, he is. Good with his hands, I've heard, but not from first-hand experience.
Take your word for it.
Okay, today on The Big Show, as I said, we will be talking about Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Depend on us for breaking news. News Radio 1120 KPNW. Want to know if traffic is backed up on the Beltline? Depend on Ronny Turrell, named Best Traffic Reporter again this year by the Associated Press. Your 24-hour news, weather and information station. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Hey, Ronny, what's the traffic look like this morning?
Well, it looks rather light, and I think there's a lot of chilly drivers out there in those cars this morning. We do have those below freezing temperatures, so just be careful if you start seeing some frost forming on the roadways. Could start getting a little slick out here. But so far, so good. Moderate light traffic on the Beltline I-105, and they're moving along accident-free. Big problem this morning, though, is in the city of Junction City. They have a power outage this morning with non-working traffic lights except at the north and south ends of town. So just remember, if you're heading through Junction City this morning, treat those intersections as though they have a stop sign. Don't just go whizzing on through. I'm Ronny Turrell with News Radio 1120 KPNW for News Source 16.
And Ronny, how is the commute now? We should be at the height of it.
We certainly are, and all you have to do is drive down eastbound Beltline to prove it to yourself, because it is just the big old parking lot that it usually is this time of morning between River Road and Delta Highway. I-105 westbound, very busy, as our southbound lanes at First Street Bridge, and there is that big slowdown also at the 30th Avenue exit off I-5 South. But everything else is moving along great with no reported accidents. I'm Ronny Turrell with News Radio 1120 KPNW for News Source 16.
Okay, we're back. It's the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield, brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town, and, of course, Holt Center. You can reach them at holtcenter.org. Holtcenter.org. That's their website.
Org.
Or, well, it's one of those unusual things. You're used to saying .com, right?
Uh-huh.
And then you have to say .org, There are some that are
but
like...
You should say it like that, don't you think? Holtcenter.org. People will remember it better.
People will think I'm having something foul inserted to me somewhere. I'm just,
But they wouldn't forget it.
No, they wouldn't forget that. So, like an icy finger down the spine, healthcenter.org. Okay. Let's look at the top 10 for the box office for this week.
Shall we?
This is last weekend, July 2nd to July 5th, and coming in the number 10 spot. Okay, I tell you what, why don't we take a quick break here while we recover from Anchorman, the legend of Ron Burgundy, and we'll be back on the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield. Hopefully on the other side of this break, we'll talk to Rob Hankins from the Health Center.
We can hope so.
We hope so. And, of course, we're brought to you by thehealthcenter.org and, of course... And, of course, Cinemark, the best seat in town. More on the way. Stay tuned. It's the Media Circus. It's the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield, brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town. And the Health Center, you can catch them at healthcenter.org on the web. Ronnie and Holly and I will be back on the other side of the break, so stay tuned. Do not leave KPNW, because KPNW gets lonely and depressed very easily. Okay, we're back. It's the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield, brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town. And Health Center, you can get them at healthcenter.org. Okay.
I'm just having so much fun today.
You're having org.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyway.
People won't forget.
Yeah, well, it's just, we have the review of King Arthur on the way. Okay, we're back to put a wrap on this week's Media Circus. It's brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town. And, of course, healthcenter.org. Which is where you can find out about the Health Center online. You're going to kill me with this stuff. Okay. Holly, do we have someone to guess the answer on the Mission Highly Improbable question?
We made somebody happy.
Yeah, I know.
And we should mention that the lovely Holly is absent today.
Yes.
So when you call, you'll be talking to Ronnie, who doesn't hear well on the phone. So just be patient with Ronnie, okay?
So speak up, okay?
Speak up and clearly and use your diction.
Yeah, well, Holly is doing something very nice. In fact, her brother was here in the studio.
Oh, you're gonna tell on her brother.
He'll be okay with it.
Okay.
It's a family thing. This is nice.
Her brother needed a date for a function, and
his sister is not a date. She's a companion.
He didn't want to go alone, so he's asked his sister to go with him. And no one, they don't look enough alike, like brother and sisters.
Who wants to go to a big function and be there by themselves where you don't know anybody?
Oh, not a lot of people do. No.
Well, you bring somebody. You brought his sister.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. All right.
This is not North Carolina.
It just makes it sound like he couldn't get a date, is all. And he is cute. Oh, my goodness, what a cutie he is.
What am I, wood?
Don't give me a straight line like that. I don't know.
It's the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield, getting into trouble a little bit earlier in the show.
A little bit early. Oh, look, SEC's calling. I'll just bring that up. Oh, oops.
Can you tell Michael Powell that I'm giving him a finger? There you go.
He just came up on caller ID.
It's 412, 65 degrees on March the 5th.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful
warm.
Day.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, kid.
Such a beautiful day. I had a little impromptu yard sale today out front.
Yeah, you got rid of some stuff.
Got rid of some stuff, including a 15-year-old cat of a neighbor that had passed away that I was caring for. And so Kitty went to a good home.
You know what I did?
What did you do?
I slept in.
Yeah.
Because I'm lazy.
Well, that's how that's what a morning off is for.
And then I got up, took a shower, I don't have to shave anymore because, I grew a beard.
Save some time. I know.
Yeah.
I like the beard.
And then I drove out, and a friend of mine's daughter is selling Girl Scout cookies, so I went and invested in Girl Scout cookies.
Samoas?
I did not get any Samoas.
Oh,
I got
Samoa's my favorite.
2 boxes of Thin Mints.
Thin Mints.
And got a box of the Trefoils, little butter cookies. The tag-alongs, the ones with the peanut butter inside. Health Center Dot. And let's see, I got one other one. Oh, they got a new one, chocolate chip.
Oh my God.
So
and these are at home.
Actually, they're in the car.
And who's your friend?
Go get some cookies. If you want some cookies, I can do it.
Wait a minute.
What?
I'm not falling out. I am not falling for following you out to your car for goodies again.
Damn. No, I'm just saying.
3 times shame on you, 4 times shame on me.
If you want some cookies, you can drive over there to the Albertsons over at River Road, and the Girl Scouts are doing it, and it's for a good cause.
Oh, my gosh. I got accosted once coming out of an Albertsons by Girl Scouts. There was 4 of them, maybe 7, 8 years old.
I've been accosted by Girl Scouts, but I never complained.
This was adorable. Just as you came out, they lined up in a straight line, side by side, smiled big, and said in unison, "You want to buy some cookies?" And we just looked at them and said, "That is so unfair.
How can you say no?
Give us 4 boxes."
How can you say no to something like that?
You can't. You cannot. Realtors should sell houses by putting 4 little second grader girls out there in uniforms. Do you want to buy a house? Yeah. What am I going to say?
I'll tell the folks from Real Estate Today that that's what they should be doing.
Oh, my God. Car dealerships could learn stuff from these kids. It's amazing.
Incidentally, Real Estate Today, 12:35 Monday to Friday, right here on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
There you go. You got to plug.
Absolutely. Bob
7-year-old girls, that's your key.
Well, like I said, you want cookies, it's the Albertsons out on River Road. I know that they're out there.
Okay.
They just lightened my wallet and expanded my waistline like I needed. Okay. Let's get on with the news here. 4:15 and 64 degrees. It's dropping like rocks out there, so.
This is what I call a timely interruption. But what'll come of it, the devil himself only knows.
What'll come of it? It's the Media Circus, that's what. Brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town.
Cool, man, a Media Circus.
Coming up, Jet Li and Bob Hoskins get unleashed. And we'll welcome musical guest Riffle.
This calls for a sexy party.
So join me, Brooklyn John, along with the lovely and talented Ronny Turrell and the gorgeous Holly, Saturday from 4 to 6 right here on KPNW for the Media Circus. Don't forget the website at radiofreekrypton.com.
I'd sell my soul to be famous.
All right, so back to the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield with Michael Fleming, Ronny Turrell, 2/5 of Riffle. They're a band that plays in town. Now, usually you're more of a private party band.
We are a private party band.
Just in general.
You never see us play in public.
Well, is that because you're not good?
No, we pretty much got our foot in the door with the country club crowd. We play a lot of wedding receptions, company parties, special events, that kind of thing.
Right.
And it keeps us busy, about 40 dates a year, 35, 40
Easily,
dates a year.
yeah.
Wow.
And let's see, John's allergic to smoke, so we don't play in the clubs too much.
But we should mention the names of the other members of our band.
That would be good.
Michael Fleming here, our Michael Axel Fleming, our drummer here. Then there's me, of course, Ronny Turrell, female vocalist.
She's our chirp.
We also have Tim Patrick on guitar. We have Mr. Ralph Vaughn on bass and Mr. Jonathan Light on keyboards and trumpets.
Now, as we established last week, Riffle's been around for 21 years.
21 years.
So basically, if Riffle was a kid, did he be allowed to drink by now?
And we've done our share of it.
So have you been with the band for the full 21, or has it started out with one person and worked their way through? Or
Well, Tim's been doing it. He owns the band. He's our band leader. He's been doing it for 21 years now. And they got me through an ad in the Guard. It'll be 20 years in November since they got
an ad in the Guard. It wasn't an ad in the Weekly, saw you at the...
Yeah, anything goes. Which actually has been the theme with Riffle.
Looking for man with strong arms to keep the beat, yeah.
No comment. But no, I joined in November of '85, and let's see, Jonathan's been with us. Is it 14?
15 years, I believe.
Years?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Ralph for good grief.
Maybe about 4 years or so.
Yeah, maybe 6, maybe 5 or 6.
And then I'm the newbie. I'm been with him maybe 2 years.
The girl singer, Ronny Turrell.
The girl singer. That's
now,
right.
Ronny, for a while, you had a big karaoke business in town.
I did for nearly 12 years here in town. I worked the karaoke circuit.
We're showing off your vocal talents at that point.
Among other things,
Keeping your throat exercised.
Uh-huh.
And, and then you just sort of like translated. Was this something that you've always been doing? Or, I mean, singing is something you've always been doing? Or just decided that one day I could sing?
No. In fact, when I started karaoke, I couldn't sing at all. I was hideous. I was awful. I learned to sing over the 11 years or so that I was doing karaoke.
Well, and I started coming to her shows because we had met through, we did work together in commercials. We have the same agent. And I started going to her karaoke show. It was to find another traffic person because I thought she was good at that. And so I heard her sing there, and it sort of served as a de facto audition.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Although you folks, you two know each other from way back.
We do. Well, we didn't know it at the time. Well, come to find out, during the course of his training me for traffic here at the radio station, we figured out that we were boyfriend and girlfriend in the first grade.
At Ellis
Parker Elementary.
Aww.
And his father moved
somehow
him
you
away.
managed to let her slip through your fingers.
Yeah, well, Dad moved us away to Cresswell, and we lived over by the transmitter, the KPNW transmitter.
And that's what happened to you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
So, you had this little Shakespearean star-crossed romance when you were in first grade.
Yes.
And then later on, you guys come back together accidentally, and it's just, that's a very cool little story right there.
It is a cool little story.
Absolutely.
And so we completely work together. We both do traffic. We both do riffle. And
we both make commercials. We both have the same agent.
It's amazing. So.
Yeah, incidentally, you got to get me hooked up with this agent because I'm dying here. Okay?
In fact, Ronny, do you have the other half of this amulet?
The Teen Powers, what is it? I forget that one. Wonder Twin Powers Activate, that's what it is. You guys are the...
There you go.
And so what I'm trying to do is I'm actually trying to segue us over to the phones and talk to Holly, who has a phone call for us. Holly, who do we got?
We have Andy.
Andy, you're live on the Media Circus.
Well, hello, gang.
Hello.
What's going on?
Yeah, it's great to hear Ripple getting kudos on air.
Ripple is a wonderfully cheap wine that you use.
We are Riffle. F-F-L-E.
What I'm told is the official nomenclature for Riffle came from a whitewater rafting thing of little tiny rapids.
Right.
But when I looked in the Dictionary of American Slang, riffle meant to beg for money.
Hey, that's appropriate, too.
I think that might be working where it is. So.
Well, in that regard especially, you can ripple through my life anytime.
Okay.
I did want to say, I caught you at the LaChaussee Center at Oregon Ducks game, and great stage presence. You're totally deserve it of the bigger venues, and I hope you can book that gig for this next coming football season.
Thank you. I think we have, actually.
It appears that we will be playing the Mo Center again this year, and that was one of our more fun gigs and one of our only public appearances.
one of our very rare public appearances, yeah.
Well, wonderful. I just didn't want to let the day get away without saying how much I enjoy having your talents in town, and I'll let you get on with the interview.
Thank you so much, Andy.
All right, you be well now.
Talk to you soon, Andy.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Andy calling us here on the Media Circus, 485-5769, 1-888-KPNW 888. You can call into Riffle as well, R-I-F-F-L-E.
Well, and in regards to the name, it appears directly between riff, which is a short rhythmic phrase repeated over and over, and riff-raff, which is worthless or disreputable person. So in other words, it's a short rhythmic phrase repeated by a worthless or disreputable person.
There you go.
I like it.
You guys get together and you start doing this. How did you start playing clubs, or did you start actually working in this sort of wedding bands circuit?
When I joined the band, Tim and Pam, that's Tim's wife, she was with the band for, the first 15, 16 years. They were playing the Barbican, which was a little club in the Fifth Street Market, and they were playing clubs and the occasional wedding reception and special events and like that. And I'm sorry, what was the question, Counselor?
The question was, did you start off as an actual club band, or did you start off as like a wedding band, country club band? You know?
Little of both. Little of both. We played our share of clubs. We played the Factory when the Factory was the Factory a lot.
So it's an active choice that, you know, because you guys do so much of the wedding thing, that you don't actually go looking for regular club gigs?
Pretty much. We morphed into that because the weddings are so much fun to play, and people are just having a good time, and everybody knows each other, and the money's pretty good, and club's okay.
But so are the club gigs, I mean the corporate gigs and things like that. It's really nice that the band has worked its way into a segment of its.
It's found its niche.
It's found its niche to where we're always playing in a nice venue with nicely dressed people with good food. We're willing to pay us what we're worth.
Well, that's the thing, you know, and don't be ashamed about making money. You know, the great thing about it is you're not doing this as a charity. You're out there to make money.
Oh, we're having a blast. It's always so much fun, and the party's always kicking. You know, it's wedding receptions are just so much fun to play. And they're always in the greatest places, you know, like great big hotel ballrooms or country clubs or the wineries.
And there's always drunk bridesmaids, which are really cool.
Yeah.
Did I mention
you would say that?
Yes, I would say that.
People pay me to party for a living.
But we should mention that we are promoting ourselves because we do have a rare public performance next Friday night here in town.
Celebrating the birthday of the band and the birthday of John and Tim in the band.
Yes. And so this will be next Friday night at Peabody's Pub from 8 to 11.
Yes. Where's Peabody's?
Where is Peabody's?
Peabody's Pub is over where the old...
used to be the Bavarian, and before that, I mean, after that it was
Frogs.
Yeah. Right.
And so, you know, we have the poster right here, and it's Friday, May 20th, 8 to 11, Riffle appearing at Peabody's Pub, celebrating 21 years of rockin' and making waves.
Making waves.
That's right. And it's a rather small venue, so don't plan on sitting down. Just stand up and dance all night while you're there.
Well, you know, once you get to listen to some of Riffle actually in person live, you will not be able to sit down. In fact, okay, we're back. It's the Media Circus on Newsradio 1120 KPNW Eugene, Springfield, brought to you by Cinemark,
the best seat in town.
And, of course, the Health Center. You can get them online at healthcenter.org. Ah, nice, satisfying six-pack org from Ronny. So, later on, after the 4:50 break, we'll talk to Rob Hankins from the Health Center, find out what's going on over there with some legitimate culture. But right now, let's find out what's going on with the average culture here. We're going to do a couple of news stories and move right on into... actually, you know what? Let's hold the news.
Hold the news?
Hold the news.
What's going on, John?
There is some interesting stuff that actually did go on this week in the news. So if anybody wanted to contact the band Riffle, get them on board for maybe a wedding or a party, a corporate party, something like that, or even, just hire them to play somewhere. How would they do that?
We're unlisted.
No.
You
make this so difficult.
This is what we have to put up with. I'm doing something for you, and it's like pulling teeth. I'm telling you.
You could reach us through the email at riffleband@aol.com.
And that's RIFFLE.
That's right, RIFF, not Ripple with P's, not Tickle.
No, not Wimple.
Not Wimple, it is Riffle.
Not the Riffle.
RIFFLE band@aol.com.
And we have a phone number, don't we?
We do have a phone number, 344-6393. That is 344-63.
That number, once again.
93. Where you would talk to Mr. Patrick, Mr. Tim Patrick, the illustrious leader of our band. And he is available for booking.
And children's parties.
And we are playing some public gigs later this year, too.
Oh, yeah?
We will be doing the Sutherland Blackberry Festival in August.
Yes, indeed. Let's see, I think I got the...
I can't.
Anyway, it's just, we were just talking off mic, this whole winter has been bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we get no rain and warm temperatures. Southern California is getting drenched. New York is getting pounded by snow. And people wonder why I moved here. I don't know. But anyway, we got a phone call, don't we, Holly?
Yes, it's Michael Fleming.
Michael Fleming, how are you, sir?
Good day. How you doing?
I am well. How are you?
Oh, if I was any better, I'd have to be 2 people.
Well, then we'd have to charge you twice as much.
That's right.
What are you up to today, Mike?
Nothing, I swear.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Mike and I had an awesome band gig last night at the Hilton for the Loggers Convention.
Oh.
We rocked that place silly.
Friends of mine just came back from the Loggers Convention.
Uh-huh.
I have my official pen here that I got.
You certainly do.
Crawl back from that?
Lovely pink.
It's a pink pencil. It casts no aspersions upon me.
Yes, it does.
I am man enough to hold a pink pencil.
That's hot. No, you're not.
You're not carrying it in the...
No man is.
Carrying it in the pocket of your salmon-colored shirt, I'm sure.
That's right.
Well, it depends. If I carry it in my left pocket, that means no.
Okay.
So put it behind your right ear.
So what's up today, Axel?
I wanted to ask both of you, or all three of you, you were mentioning the passing of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard the news, it was almost like deja vu. I was thinking, I could swear he had already killed himself a couple of years ago.
No, he waited until now to do it.
Okay, well, then I realized who I was mixing him up with, and I was wondering if you could compare and contrast Hunter S. Thompson and Spalding Gray.
Spalding Gray, see, it's different. There was different kinds of insanity there. Spalding Gray was kind of where Hunter S. Thompson was more. He was kind of introverted, but in a really weirdly extroverted kind of way. He just saw the world in a different view, and he wasn't afraid to share that view with you. And that view was often clouded through alcohol and drugs and things like that, which none of us here advocate, kids. Remember that.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because literally, Hunter S. Thompson, he's like Keith Richards. He's one of those guys who's done
he's dead?
So much negative stuff with himself, and yet still managed to stay around and stay fairly healthy and things like that. It was bizarre.
Right.
Not everybody has that kind of luck.
And then I'm wondering about the similarities. Why did I mix up Spalding Gray and Hunter S. Thompson, other than maybe they're both frequent Letterman guests?
They were both Letterman guests. They're both interesting.
Gray,
what?
Did he kill himself? Did Spalding Gray kill
No
himself?
one knows. Now, here's the thing about Spalding Gray. Spalding Gray disappeared and was gone for months and months and months, and then wound up floating in the Brooklyn side of the East River.
There you are.
And no one knows why. No one knows whether it was suicide or whether there was foul play involved. But he always was more of a depressive and had a tendency to be very insular. He decided that he would always cut himself off from friends and family, and people wouldn't hear from him for months and months. And so they didn't really think of it as being that strange that he disappeared. But after a while, they did get worried, and then their worries were well-founded.
Okay.
That's interesting.
Perhaps that's why I had the lingering deja vu and wondering, I could have swear I'd already heard this story.
Yeah, but the thing about Spalding Gray, who's incidentally his most famous book was Swimming to Cambodia. So he
perhaps he was attempting that.
No, he was just floating to Brooklyn. That's what it was. So, we're going to hell. You know that. We are condemned.
Well, Ronnie.
Oh, jeez.
Happy to knock you off the air.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Hey, if I haven't done it by now, ain't nobody going to do it.
That's right.
Good luck with that.
All right, see you later, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
485-5769, 1-888 KPNW 888. Those are the numbers to get to us. KPNW News Time is 4:06. It's 42 degrees in downtown Eugene. How you doing? I'm Brooklyn John, here in the studio for the Media Circus. And yes, it is the Media Circus. Brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town, and holtcenter.org. And we're opening the show in a different way today because, honestly, it's a different show. And it's a difficult show to do. I honestly didn't want to be here today. And I'm only here for one reason. Because I loved somebody very much. And it's hard to do, and it's hard to tell you folks, if you haven't already heard, my friend and one of my dearest people, Ronny Turrell, passed away this week. She died of cancer. We had talked about that before on the show. It was a difficult thing for her to talk about. She had a difficult time with it. But one of the most important things to remember is she never lost her spirit, her strength, or her hope. And although there were times when it was very difficult, and there were times when she found it hard to come here, she always came. And she always did 100% because she was who she was, who she is to us. She was a professional and a trooper and a stalwart soul and a person that you needed to know. When I met her, you know, the first time I met her was in passing in the old KPNW studios in the hallway when she first started doing traffic with us. And I'm like, wow, she's beautiful, you know, and, you know, perky. And at that time, you know, I was a big, mean grouch, and I was just like, perky people, you know. But then we stopped to talk for 5 minutes. And at that point, I was just like totally nuts about her. She was the most genuine, heartfelt person. And she couldn't help but impart that to you. Ronny Turrell was and is a light that will guide me and everyone she ever touched. And I know that you folks out there, every day on the traffic and every weekend here on the Media Circus, tuned in and invite us into your home, and in little ways we become part of the family. And she was very aware of that. She always wanted to make sure that we did the best for you, not for us. So this is not a self-aggrandizing thing. She always wanted to make sure that we did the best for you because we were here for that purpose. She was a consummate entertainer, an accomplished artist, a marvelous singer, a wonderful friend, and there is no one in the world like her, and there never will be her like again. The only thing that we could ever hope to do is try and give a little bit of ourselves over to her spirit and be like her. And because of that, I'm starting the show this way. The show has not officially started yet. This is my grief time. This is my time to share my pain with you at the loss of somebody who was a linchpin in my life and who I couldn't even begin to explain that bringing her on board here and sitting her in that chair turned on the jets on this show. It was fun before. I mean, we had a lot of great people together, but we got this family together this time, and it became just rock solid. And one of the hardest things in the world to do is lose family. The most important family that you have is the family that you choose. Everybody grows up with a family. You know, Tolstoy said at the beginning of Anna Karenina that all happy families are alike, but all unhappy families are unhappy in their own way. The great thing about Ronny is when you brought her into your life and you made her part of your family, your happy family was unique. Your happy family was happy in a special way because of her. And I know it sounds maudlin, and I know it sounds, and you know, the good thing is, the thing that I am happy with myself is that I didn't wait until now to say these things. I always let her know that I love her and I cared about her and she was important. And if you have people in your life who are important to you, let me tell you something, sunshine, you damn well better do it right now. Because you never know. With her illness, she went up and down. There were good periods and there were bad periods. There were periods that were more tough on her than others. But she always came and gave, and even when she was at her lowest ebb, she was comforting other people. And my last memory of her, which I will keep forever, is her up and smiling and singing and being Ronny. We all have had a tremendous loss. But now what happens is, what do we do with it? Do we do what I wanted to do, which was crawl into bed, pull the covers up over my head, and give up? Or do we go on and follow her example? Those of us here in this room chose to go on. It's very easy to succumb to grief. Grief is real. Everybody feels it. You're not going to go through something like this without feeling genuine grief. But it's what you do with it that matters. If you don't say to yourself, I'm going to go home now and hug my children. I'm going to go home now and hold my wife or my girlfriend. I'm going to go tell my friend that my life would be different without him or her. And you don't remember to do that all the time, then you haven't learned anything. I, for a long time, had a problem with anger. I was frustrated. My career was not going where I wanted it to go. Things were not doing what I wanted them to do. And it was only because I sat down and had conversations with Ronny Turrell that I didn't just pack up and walk out. The things that she taught me, not even just directly, the things that she taught me just by sitting in this same room with me, are more valuable than any gold, and are things that I will take through the rest of my life, and things that I will admit openly will make me a better man. I didn't know Ronny as long as a lot of other people did. And that's okay. I knew her. And I had my time with her. And I will cherish my time with her. And this show will always be dedicated to her. She is my friend and will always hold that space in my heart. I'm not a big religious man, but I'll tell you right now, if heaven didn't exist, someone had better be out there with hammer and saw and making the place, because it's a place she deserves. Now, because of who Ronny is, and because I love her, this is the end of the shirt-tearing grief section. We're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, we're going to do a tribute show for Ronny. The whole show is going to be about Ronny. We're going to have the usual stuff to fill in maybe some of the gaps. But But this show is for you, too. This show has always been for you guys, the listeners. If you have memories of Ronny, if you just want to call in and say anything at all, you give us a call at 485-5769, 1-888-KPNW-888. We're going to be sharing remembrances, and we're going to be sharing stories, and we're just going to be sharing Ronny. And right now, I want to say to Russ, Ronny's husband, who hopefully is doing more important things than listening to this show. I want to say that my heart goes out to you. And my hand as well. If you need anything at all, you contact me. And make sure, and I will, she was such a force in my life that I can't let anyone around her go without. So let's do this for Ronny's sake. Let's remember that Ronny was a trooper and came here every time, no matter how bad she hurt or how bad she felt, and gave it all. Every time. And remember, that's something that you should do too. Ronny Turrell, I love you, kid. It's always going to be Brooklyn John and Ronny Turrell. This is her show. We're a family and we're a team, but the show was never any better. It was never. The show was made by that girl. It's a difficult thing to lose someone you love. But for her sake, we're going to do it right. When we come back from commercial, you'll have the Media Circus proper on Newsradio 1120, KPNW.
Are we gonna get it on or spend the day talking about getting it on? Because it ain't on right now, baby, and that's where I want to get it.
All right, let's do it.
I think it's time to blow this thing. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Greetings and salutations. How you doing? Brooklyn John here with the Media Circus on Newsradio 1120 KPNW Eugene, Springfield. Today's show devoted entirely to the lovely and talented Ronny Turrell, and your phone calls and memories of her and our memories of her and our love for her right here on the Media Circus, brought to you by Cinemark, the best seat in town, and the Holt Center. Get them online at holtcenter.org. Actually, it should be org. But there you go.
I can't do it. She had that.
She had the six-pack org thing going on, and it just was a killer, I'm telling you.
I've got like one-pack abs. The chub pack.
On my right here, answering phones right now, Moneypenny's out of the studio for a bit, and she'll be in a little later, but we have the gorgeous Holly. How are you doing, sweetie?
Well, I was blubbering up until about 1 minute ago, so I'm like recuperating, but I'm good.
Okay. Well,
how are you?
Well, as we know, it's been a tough week.
Yeah.
And and no one's going to deny it, and I'm not going to ignore it. It's just, we're going to be professionals about this and continue to do a show, hopefully, that's entertaining as well as heartfelt. Over here on my left, sitting in, one of Ronny's oldest friends.
Don't say that.
And we do mean old.
No, I'm not talking. I'm not talking like walker old. I'm talking, only like wheelchair old. And, actually,
put the dentures back in, you guys.
Michael Fleming, who actually went to school with Ronny Turrell way back.
Way back. And a lot of people have probably heard the story. I'll give you a thumbnail on it if you want a little bit later. But, yeah, it turns out we've known each other longer than we knew that we knew each other. Definitely going to miss Ronny Turrell, that's for sure.
Yeah. Now, you and she, like I said, go back to grade school, and, of course, you've done a lot of work together.
Yeah.
And there was one commercial that you guys did for TV for
Emporium
that you guys actually shot together before you realized that you knew each other.
Correct. We had the same agent, so we'd get sent to auditions and other things and jobs together. We ended up paired up as husband and wife in an Emporium commercial, and I was aware of her. I'd seen her work and stuff, and had no idea. I mean, we had no idea until probably a year and a half later that we had gone to grade school together. And, in fact, we're boyfriend and girlfriend. It used to hold hands on the playground at Ellis Parker Elementary back in 1970.
Oh, boy.
But
that's good stuff.
We moved away after first grade, and we lost track of each other for like 30 years. And so we worked together in commercials. And then Lee, our program director, came to me and said, do you know anybody that wants to do morning traffic?
Right.
And I thought, Ronny Turrell, the karaoke hostess at the Red Lion, would be perfect, because I've seen her, in TV and commercials and stuff. So I go in and ask her. She says, yeah, I'd like to do traffic. I'd love to be in radio.
Right.
So we're driving around. I'm teaching her how to do the traffic reports. We're in the radio van. And I ask her, is Ronny Turrell your maiden name? She says, no, that's my stage name. Well, I said, then Rhonda Hass, that's your maiden name. She said, no, that's my married name. My maiden name is Mobley. And I just recoiled. I said, you're Rhonda Mobley? You were my girlfriend in first grade.
That's awesome.
The sad thing is you have the same name and she didn't remember who you were.
Yeah, I know. She couldn't remember my last name, and she saw that we have a picture of us in first grade.
Which will be going up on the website at radiofreekrypton.com.
It's real cute.
Yeah.
The two of us sitting in Mrs. Dessler's 1970 first grade class, and all she knew was Mike F., but she couldn't remember. She was thinking Fletcher, and she didn't know I'd moved to Crestwell. All she knew is I disappeared. So we lost track of each other, and we didn't put two and two together until she said Mobley.
Yeah.
It was 2 or 3 days before she started traffic.
But I tell you, that must have been one hell of a trip in the van.
Oh, she
must have been right down memory lane.
That's unbelievable. Well, she said I was halfway through saying it. You were my girlfriend, and there was that moment where she thought, oh, this guy's psychotic. You are not. I was not your girlfriend. And then I said in first grade, and then click. Oh, okay, I get it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a call? Okay,
we do.
Who do we got?
We have Matt on line 1, and now line 2 is
Okay,
ringing.
Matt, you're live on the Media Circus.
Hi, I just had a comment about the former Ronny Turrell. Every time I heard her voice on the radio, she just had tremendous charisma in her voice. And I don't know quite how to describe it, but it put a smile on my face. I like, how could this woman get so excited about driving a traffic vehicle for KPNW? And then I just thought to myself, you know what? It's not that she's excited about. She's just exciting.
Yes.
And I've always been really impressed with her and still am. And I just think that you're doing a nice thing there, John, putting that on the radio. I think that shows real class.
Well, when you love somebody, you can't just, sweep them under the rug.
And I have to agree about the voice. She always had a smile on her face.
Oh, yeah.
You could hear it in her voice.
Man, what a voice. I'll tell you. Talk about envious. And, I'm a Pisces, so I wear my emotions on my shirt.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I got myself all worked up about this. I thought, I've never even met this lady, but she was such a character on, the show that I'm sure I'll always remember her. So, anyway.
And, the fun thing is,
a noble gesture of you.
Oh, well, I appreciate it, Matt. Have a good one.
Well, John, you and I disagree on everything, so I wanted to call in and, at least there's something we agree about, and that's how great Ronny Turrell was, obviously.
Well, I'm glad we can agree on something.
Hey, me too, John. You guys have a happy holiday, okay?
You too.
You too.
Bye now.
Thank you. Bye.
Something he said goes to what I've heard from a lot of people. They felt they knew her, even if they didn't.
Yeah. And that's the thing. She was always she had this wonderful outgoing nature that had just allowed you to just walk right in and be with her wherever she was.
That she used that so well in her karaoke show. You weren't just attending a show. She brought you in and made you a part of the party.
Oh, man.
Everybody felt included.
After we take this phone call, remind me to tell you the karaoke story.
The karaoke story.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Holly, who do we got?
We have Janet on line 1.
Okay, Janet, you're live on the Media Circus.
Hi. I wanted to follow up what the fellow was saying about the traffic. I used to listen to Ronny in the morning and how she just would, just make you smile, just doing the traffic, and she'd be laughing, and it'd be early in the morning. I'd be kind of grouchy, but then you'd listen to Ronnie, and so then I thought of a movie title for Ronnie, and that was Miss Congeniality.
There you go.
So that's just what I wanted to add.
Well, I appreciate it, Jen.
Okay, bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Uh-huh.
So, on my 40th birthday...
Oh, here we go.
This is a great story. On my 40th birthday,
now,
we
the
went...
kids should turn off their radio.
I'll keep it clean. Some friends and I from the station decided... actually, it was pretty much Steve Tannen's idea from Sports Talk 4 to 6 on weekdays here on KPNW.
Nice plug.
Thank you.
Plug.
He decided that we were all gonna go to Quacker's Last Stop and have like a little do, right? So we went over there, and there was a few listeners there, and there was a bunch of the people from the station, and Ronnie was there. Ronnie wasn't there, and somebody mentioned that Ronnie was at the Red Lion, and that we should go and see her. I think it was Liz Kelly mentioned that.
It's a Friday night.
Yeah. So after everything at Quacker's kind of petered out, we ambled over to the Red Lion, and there she was up on stage doing her karaoke thing and getting people up there, and she did this the Kitty Cat song, which is just funny and filthy and some of the sweetest, nastiest, raunchiest stuff you ever want to hear, and it was fantastic to see this gorgeous little like pixie of a woman singing this really raunchy song. And then eventually it came about that she found out that we were there for my birthday, and she's like, well, you got to get up and sing. And I'm like, well, I don't get up and sing in public, and yada, yada, yada. And she tried to convince me. And she tried to convince me by giving me the greatest gift I've ever had in my life, which was a fully clothed and 100% PG-rated lap dance at the Red Lion.
That's awesome.
And she's like, so you going to get up and sing now? I'm like, well, I'm not going to sing, but it was a wonderful thing, and it was a great moment, and I think it was really pretty much the moment where we started to get like close, because we broke down that barrier, and it sort of became a much closer friendship at that point. Not in that way, folks. Let's just clear that up.
She had a funny way of making you feel, even though you'd only known her a short time, that you'd been lifelong friends.
Yeah, and at that point, it was just like, all the walls were down, and me, I got a lot of walls. I'll tell you right now, it's
You're
hard.
You're wall man.
I am wall man, and it takes a lot to get under my radar. And she just slipped right in and put herself on the couch and made herself at home. So it was a great night. It actually was one of my better birthdays. My birthdays are notorious for being magnets for just
disaster,
hellish, evil crap that happened. But that wasn't that. So and it's the Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Springfield. Remembering Ronny Turrell.
We have Hondo on line 1.
Okay, Hondo, you are live on the Media Circus.
Hey, how you guys doing?
I've had better weeks, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I hear you. I just had a quick comment. I'm a local truck driver here, and I do a lot of morning commuting on the Beltline there. And every morning I would listen to the reports, and it helped me out a lot because I'd know what was coming. And I'd always look for her. Every time she said she was merging onto the Beltline, or if she just got off it or something, I'd always keep my eye open for her. And then I never thought I'd see her. And one morning, there she was, merging on the Beltline right in front of me. So I seen her looking over her shoulder. I was like, hey, there she is. That's her. I caught a glimpse of her. And so I gave her some room, and, I was in a big drig, so I didn't want to scare her or nothing, but there she was, and she went on her way. And so I always have that memory of her looking over her shoulder at me.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I just wanted to share that with you guys and let you continue on with your evening, and I appreciate what you guys are doing tonight.
Thank you very much, Hondo.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Hondo.
Drive safe.
She would have loved to hear that.
Yeah. I tell you what, let's read one more email here, and we'll come back. We still got some more emails, and I have another thing that I want to play for you as well. This email comes from Victoria Doyle, and it says, Ronny, you didn't know me, but I knew you. I look forward to my drive home from Roseburg to Cottage Grove every Saturday afternoon, listening to you on the Media Circus. I have XM radio that usually plays, but not on Saturdays. Saturdays I would get to listen to your familiar haltcenter.org. Sorry, org. I even got a good spot on my cell and called in a time or two when you weren't talking to Doug from Drain. I can remember you running the karaoke at the hotel on Coburg Road, what seems like a long time ago. I've lived here for years, so I think of you like many local TV and radio personalities, like family. I never knew you were ill. Tonight, in passing, you mentioned that you had they had mentioned that you had died from cancer. My heart sank. Not Ronny. Yes, and like that, you are gone. But you are not gone. You didn't know me, but I knew you. You probably touched more people than you could possibly know. Thanks for sharing your music, your opinions, your talent, and your charms. The world is less pretty and a lot darker, but we are all better for having known you. You will be missed. Victoria Doyle. Victoria, thank you so much for that. That's a wonderful letter.
That was so touching. I'm crying again.
Tell you what, we're going to take a break, and we will come back with more Media Circus on News Radio 1120 KPNW Eugene Spring.
Number one in breaking news coverage. This is in-depth team coverage of today's local stories with Nancy Steele and Dan Mullen.
We miss you, Ronny Turrell.
Bill Moose gets a little traveling money.
And E-Web crews are busy digging out a reservoir.
Traffic and weather together. Andy updates the commute here in just a couple of minutes.
At home and around the world, KPNW is there, covering the news that's important to you. Depend on us. News Radio 1120, KPNW.
The time is 7:32. On this day last year, family, many friends and colleagues lost a true ray of sunshine after a brave battle with cancer.
It's not injury, not blocking, but it is blocking a railroad track. So watch out for emergency vehicles hurrying out there to clear that up. I'm Ronny Turrell in the KPNW Les Schwab Traffic Van for News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Ronny Turrell, a native Eugenian who graduated from South Eugene High and attended the University of Oregon, was only 42 when she passed away last November 30th. Her close friend since childhood, also heard on KPNW, Michael Fleming, has put together a DVD of her work. He says folks will enjoy sharing her many passions.
She loved the spotlight, and the camera loved her. And this is a way of getting it out to where people can see the excellent work that she did and enjoy it and share it. And the ham that she was, she would have loved this.
Ronny did TV ads, commercial voiceovers, appeared in movies and live musicals, as well as dabbling in watercolor art painting. She was also honored from 2002 through 2004 by the Associated Press for her work as a traffic reporter on KPNW. She's truly missed, but she will never be forgotten.
When out of an orange-colored sky, flash, bam, alakazam, wonderful you came by. I was humming a tune, drinking in sunshine, when out that orange-colored view, wham, bam, alakazam, I gotta look at